Okay, welcome to part 3 of our drawing on the extended gesture drawing. And one of the things I emphasized in the assignment description for this assignment, for this unit, was that as you get towards the end of the drawing, you want the drawing to more and more rely on kind of continuous contour line drawing. Not necessarily like exactly like a blind contour, but where you're looking more at the contour and you're in a process where you're just kind of slowing down your hand a little bit. This is still a form of gesture, though. Keep in mind, right? As long as you're really in the moment, it's still a gesture drawing. And one of the things you'll notice is that I'll kind of go back and forth between this slower, more contour-focused line making and way of looking at the still life to speeding up and working a little bit looser at certain points as well. But right now I'm using a charcoal pencil, which you could do. You could do this just using the black Conte. Some students prefer the black Conte over the charcoal pencil, and I totally understand why. I have had some students who always keep one black Conte stick for really loose drawing and one sharpened for more kind of precise drawing. That's a little bit more technical than my cup of tea, but I totally support people who go that route, go that direction. I think hopefully one of the things I hope that you get from the slide lecture about on this unit is that these drawings don't have to look exactly alike. Like one person's gesture drawing and another person's gesture drawing can be quite different because the way people put marks down can be quite different. And so your gesture drawing doesn't have to look that much, or definitely not exactly like my gesture drawings. What matters more is that you embrace the process, that you're really looking all the way through the process of the drawing. Another thing I do want to emphasize while I'm kind of doing this, because I don't have a lot to say about what I'm doing in the drawing right now, is if you read the assignment, you'll notice that the assignment includes, for both the homework assignment, which is of the pair of shoes, and for the skull and gourd and plastic foliage drawing, for both of those assignments, the homework assignment and the drawing assignment, they have a couple of pages of newsprint drawings as preliminary, as part of the assignment. And that's there both so that you get the necessary amount of practice in before you start on the more finished drawing, but it's also there for a different reason, which is oftentimes someone's 10-minute or 20-minute version of one of these drawings is better than their hour-and-a-half version. And when I get to see all 3 or 4 of your versions, then it gives me a chance to measure your learning and say, well, they really got it on the drawing where they had a little bit less time. And that's not necessarily a bad problem. In fact, it's quite common for students to do better on a short drawing and do worse on a long drawing. Remember earlier I said it was kind of necessary to put a little bit of tone down in the space behind the still life. And the reason for that is so that this stuff doesn't feel like it's just kind of flattened out by the blankness of the rest of the drawing page. By having a similar amount of material and of activity going on, in this negative space, it kind of gives a space for this drawing to exist in. I'm using my measurement of value overall to kind of judge how much drawing I do, because I want to keep this area kind of light, but it needs to be dark enough so that then the table plane kind of shows through, and it gives the stuff that is sitting on the table plane some space to be, and a place for them to cast shadows, stuff like that. So it's not purely just arbitrary putting a tone down. The amount of that tone, the amount of mark making, is a deliberate decision to describe the space. Okay, so we have about 3 minutes left that I've given myself. And so let's talk about what you do as you get towards the end of a drawing. The last half hour of your drawing should be spent mostly this way, looking at it, and then looking at it, and then looking at it, and then thinking, all right, I'm going to do a few more things, but really reacting to what you're seeing and asking yourself, is everything working? Is it clear? The most important thing is the whole thing clear, like the whole organization of the still life. And you'll see things that you'll recognize, oh, I over-exaggerated this, or I overstated that. Like I over-exaggerated the lean of the bag right there, and I'm just going to go with it. But some things are more critical than others, like making sure that this comes forward and the space going from there to there to there is really critical. I might decide, in fact I think I will, that I'm going to lose a little bit of my highlights on that shoe back there, just to help push the space back. I purposely chose the orange to be there, knowing that I'd want a little bit of relief from all of this activity, and I thought that the orange would be a good kind of a moment of that sort of relief. This area of shadow, I realize, needs to get a little bit more richer and more believable, so that the way these two overlap with each other and the way that we see a little bit of the bag, but also how we lose some detail in this area, how all of that will work together. But once again, I mean, I'm pausing maybe for, a second or two. We're close to time here. All right. But for you, I would pause for like a minute, 2 minutes at a time before then doing another minute of drawing, and then a minute or two of time before doing another minute of drawing. All right. That's basically how you should do an extended gesture drawing. Thank you very much.